Hey guys, sitting out here doing a little scouting. Wanted to go over our pre-season into our season and then late season scouting. Number one is going to be our cellular trail cameras. We use a lot of the Cuddy link system throughout the 4-state region to take the pictures, and then we also use the Tacticam XB reveals to get the video aspect of it. Both of those are great camera systems. You're not having to go in and out to do a whole lot of scouting. Just typically let those cameras do a lot of your work. Summer wise, if you're setting them over mineral or protein, and then major travel corridors, mock scrapes, water sources, on into the season, works out very well. Another key feature that we use is just the old-fashioned scouting with the vortex spotting scope or even binoculars, driving around. Typically what I'm doing early season is I'm looking into those soybean fields, and then if you've got a cornfield out there that's not a whole lot of doesn't have a whole lot of growth already, if you can set some mineral sites as far back up in there as you possibly can, that works out really well. On the back side of these, that tree lot back in there, we've got several mineral sites established, and it works out pretty good. You'll be able to get in here in the evening times and glass those when the corn's not up. But typically, we're looking into the soybean fields on into the summer, July, August, on to September time period. And if you don't have any kind of crop fields around you, try to find some clover fields. I've seen numerous big deer on some of our pieces of property out there grazing. So we'll move cattle from one area to the next, and that following night or even the same time period those cattle are in there, typically those bucks will come in there, feed, and it works out really good to isolate those deer, figure out that hit list, and go from there. On into the late season, I'm typically just going to be using our cellular trail cameras as much as possible, jumping out there every once in a while, do a surveillance hunt on a piece of property. Maybe cover some areas that typically aren't, getting covered with those cellular cameras, and also just driving around, glassing the fields. If you come upon the cut cornfield and you see a big mature deer out there, that's a good time. These big fields, they're hard to cover, and those big bucks, they'll isolate themselves in a different region close to food source or travel quite a ways, definitely during late season to get that food. The other thing, both early and late season, is water sources. If you've got a pond out there, or maybe a swampy area, wetlands area, or just a farm pond, don't underestimate that water as well. But as I go through each one of these, both early and late season, if I do identify a buck that I feel like could have the potential to get harvest this year or even into the future, maybe with 2.5, 3.5-year-old deer, I'll start looking and maintaining either an online app. So I've used the Excel page with Google Earth, as well as the Onyx apps, where I'm able to start marking and figuring out where this deer is at, and hopefully figuring out where he's bedding at. And as I come through here early season and late season, I'm able to figure out a good game plan, taking into account the wind direction, my entry and exit route, and then making a play on him if I see that that's a good avenue to go. So I hope this video helped you guys out, and like always, hopefully you guys are getting out there in nature, and best luck on your upcoming hunt.